The research vessel, Quantum Dawn, drifted through the void, its hull scarred by 3 months of relentless pursuit. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood at the bridge's viewport, watching the alien fleet maintain its perfect formation around her ship. 12 vessels, each twice the size of her own, their crystalline surfaces pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that spoke of technology far beyond human comprehension. "Captain, they're hailing us again," reported Lieutenant Commander Alex Thompson from the communications station. His voice carried the weight of exhaustion that had settled over the entire crew. Elena didn't turn from the viewport. "Same message? Surrender demand? They want our research data on the quantum tunneling experiments." The Velfani had been hunting them since the incident at Kepler Station. Elena's team had stumbled upon something extraordinary during their deep space. Research a method of quantum tunneling that could revolutionize faster-than-light travel. The aliens had detected the energy signature from across the galaxy and arrived with overwhelming force, demanding the technology. What they hadn't counted on was human stubbornness. "Captain," came the steady voice of Dr. Marcus Webb from the science station, "our power reserves are down to 18%. Life support will fail within 6 hours." Elena finally turned to face her bridge crew. 12 souls who had followed her into the unknown, trusting her judgment. The Velfani had systematically disabled their weapons, communications array, and most of their propulsion systems. They were trapped, slowly dying, while the aliens waited for inevitable surrender. "Any word from the distress beacon?" Elena asked. "Nothing," Thompson replied. "We're too far from any human settlements. Even if Earth received it, help is weeks away." The bridge fell silent except for the gentle hum of failing systems. Elena moved to her captain's chair, her mind racing through options she'd considered hundreds of times. The Velfani were patient hunters, content to wait while their prey weakened. They had done this before to other species, always successfully. "Captain," Dr. Webb spoke again, his voice barely above a whisper, "there is one option." Elena looked at him. Webb had been her chief scientist for 5 years, brilliant but cautious. If he was speaking up now, it meant he'd found something desperate. "The quantum tunneling device," Webb continued. "We could overload it. The energy release would be significant." "How significant?" "Complete molecular disintegration in a 12-kilometer radius. It would take us with it, but also any ships within that range." Elena studied the tactical display. The Velfani formation kept their vessels just outside 10 kilometers, a safe distance for their tractor beams, but close enough to prevent escape. An overload would catch at least half their fleet. They'd still have 6 ships, Lieutenant Commander Sarah Kim observed from the tactical station. Enough to continue hunting other humans. "Maybe," Elena said slowly, "but they'd know we're willing to die rather than surrender our technology. That changes the equation." The bridge crew exchanged glances. They all understood what she was suggesting. Elena had seen the files on other species the Velfani had encountered. Each had eventually capitulated, trading their greatest innovations for temporary survival. The aliens had grown accustomed to conquest through patient pressure. "Captain," Thompson's voice was steady. "Incoming transmission from the Velfani command ship. Put it through." The main screen flickered to life, revealing the elongated form of a Velfani commander. Its translucent skin showed the complex neural networks beneath, pulsing with colors that indicated emotional states. Elena had learned to read them during the long chase. "Human captain," the alien's voice emerged from the universal translator. "With cold precision, your vessel's life support approaches critical failure. Surrender your research data, and we will grant safe passage to your nearest colony." Elena stood, meeting the creature's multifaceted gaze. Counter-proposal. "Withdraw your fleet, and we won't detonate our quantum device." The Velfani commanders. Neural patterns shifted to what Elena recognized as amusement. Your species lacks the resolve for such actions. We have observed your behavior patterns. You preserve life above all else. You've observed wrong. Elena nodded to Dr. Webb, who began the overload sequence. The quantum device's containment field started fluctuating, sending energy readings that would be impossible for the Valfani to miss. The alien commander's neural patterns suddenly shifted to alarm. You would destroy yourselves? To protect our species from becoming your servants? Absolutely. This is illogical. Your deaths serve no purpose. They serve notice, Elena replied. Every human fleet will know what you are, what you do to conquered species. They'll know we chose death over submission. The Valfani ships began moving, their formation spreading wider. Elena watched their panic with grim satisfaction. 4. The first time in the 3-month chase, the aliens were uncertain. Captain, Webb reported, 90 seconds to cascade failure. Elena kept her eyes on the screen. The Valfani commander's patterns showed rapid cycling between fear and calculation. These creatures had conquered 17 species through patience and pressure. None had ever chosen mutual destruction. 60 seconds, Webb announced. Wait, the Valfani commander's voice carried new urgency. We withdraw. Stand down your device. Elena smiled coldly. Too late. You should have left when we went silent. The last thing the Valfani learned about humans was that sometimes the greatest victory comes through the ultimate sacrifice. The quantum dawn became a beacon across the galaxy, not of defeat, but of defiance. Elena Rodriguez and her crew joined the stars, but their message reached every human settlement within a year. When the Valfani came again, they found no easy prey. They found a species that would rather burn than bow. The aliens should have left when the human fell silent.